Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV in a sunny JA. Big up to everybody that is tuned in. Listen, people, what's going on? Yeah, man is in sunny JA. Yo, district, lovely looking backyard, as you can see, lovely backdrop, the palm trees and everything, and it's all good. It's all good. Whilst listen, I know the rest of the what's going on team, apart from Mr. Ez, who's in Mobay, signing himself. Hopefully, he'll be joining us on the show. People, hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you are new. And furthermore, let me just first say big up to Mr. and Mrs. Bell, Mr. Clay and Mrs. Carmen. Just wanted to say big up to you. Thank you so much for putting us up. Thank you for allowing me to use your services and just loving it. You've looked after myself and my missus. We are really enjoying ourselves eating backyard food. I saw it go. Yeah, so but I'm gonna have to go back into the English because right now, we're doing the What's Going On podcast. And listen, there's a lot to go on, but let me just say big up to Carmen and Clay for allowing us to use their house and to bring the show live from JA, sunny Jamaica, and big up to you, all of you. And let me stop waffling on. Please, as I say, hit that like button and subscribe and share if you are new. And so let me bring in Mr. Big D.
Yes, sir.
Mr. JP.
Yes.
You saying, people?
Yeah, man. Welcome to Drum Rock. You know that was good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, hold on a second. Mr. Root calls, what you saying, man? Big up. Yeah, man. We are there, yard. Yeah, I saw it go. I saw it go, man. But yeah, man.
I don't know about you, D. I'm still in Southeast London, mate. But hey,
man. Boy, that fog last night was mad up here, boy. And Norman's there with shades on. You know what I mean? It ain't even fair.
You let it go, man. I'm living the life,
fair
man.
right now.
I'm living the life, man.
You gotta live the life, Norm.
Listen, man. Listen. And you know it goes, man. The YouTube doesn't stop, the work doesn't stop. You know what I mean? And sometimes you know when you're logged into something and you're committed to something. You know what I mean? You got to do it, man. You got to keep the audience with you wherever you go in the world. And listen, I've got this spare time to I had to move it obviously from the Wednesday, normally on a Wednesday, but we had to move it to a Thursday due to other circumstances. But listen, we're here and we are going to be talking football, and a lot has gone under the bridge. A lot of water has gone under the bridge, people. And listen, before we actually go into the show, we're gonna just go around the table and ask how you guys are doing in the cold weather over in England. So I start off with Big D, man. What you saying? And if you see me taking a towel and wiping my head, it's cold, man. I sweat out here.
You know what I mean? That's the one, man. Sweat them toxins out, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's all good, mate.
For real.
Yeah, it's all good. The weather's a bit rubbish, but a little bit milder today, to be fair. But the last 3 or 4 nights have been peak out there. The fog has been ridiculous, and on the motorway. But yeah, man, just take me time and go get up and down in one piece. So yeah,
that's it, man.
All good, man. Yeah. I've got a long weekend to look forward to as well, away from the farm. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. Good.
Yeah. So over that, we're good, man. We're good.
We're good. JP?
Yeah.
Same, man.
Yeah, well, good, mate. You know, real good, man. I got to head out in a bit because I've got to meet up with my golf boys. And,
all right. You could have been over here meeting up with your golf boys, isn't it?
I'm telling you, mate.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that would be nice.
Oh, what? You just going out for like a
we normally meet up every Thursday. But,
yes, and we say, man.
Today we're just going to a restaurant.
That's my sister there, logging in and tuning in.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was golfing on Monday, Jay.
Is it?
It was cold out there, but it was worth it, man. Just knock the rust off, man. Yeah, I've been doing a bit with my neighbor because he's just retired, so I've been dragging him out. You know what I mean? So he's got. He used to golf. He just stopped golfing, so he got all his gear. So he'd have to buy nothing. Just drag his clubs out, dust them down.
That's it, innit?
Yeah. So shout out to man like Rick. I dragged him out, but yeah,
my golf clubs are kind of rusting right away.
You know there was those.
I tell you, I think from the time I busted my finger when I was playing basketball, the grip hasn't been the same.
See, yeah, I hear
So I just kind of haven't touched them for God knows how long. You know what I mean?
Adjust your grip, Norms. Adjust your grip.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Mr. Tiger Woods.
No, I wish I was. I wish I was, mate. I tell you.
You're the ones.
But so you have to adjust your grip, you know.
Yeah.
I'll do a one hand thing, you know.
Yeah.
But look, people, let's get into the show because I say I know, guys, we all got busy lives. I've got a busy life, so I need to just chill. You know what I mean? But no, for real. Listen, let's just go straight into the menu tonight.
Yeah.
Or in my case, this afternoon. Player ratings. We're going to look at the player ratings and just look at our teams, how we got on. And listen, look, Man United, Jay and D, you guys are, you know, there's a bit of buoyancy about you lot, man. So
just a little bit normal, isn't it?
Yeah, man. We will talk about that, and also Ref Watch. That is Ref Watch. We're going to be looking at Ref Watch definitely today. Mr. Coote, boy, I don't know what's going on in there. Jay's posted something on our chat, and we will go into that. Another one I just want to look at is Arsenal's title hopes, all but done. And we'll look 2 points from 12 in 4 games. There's no Dubai trip to save us now. Yeah, I mean. And the other one I want to look at is was Amorim right to let go of Rude? Basically, what Rio said, and a few other ex-players have been talking. They seem to gas up themselves when, or seem to gas up a lot when new managers take over and the ex-players start to sort of throw in their 2 pods worth. So we will look at that, and then what's going on, prediction results, game week 11. And the fantasy prem shout out by a big
Shut, man, I'm going to stop doing this, you know. Seriously, man.
Oh, man. Okay, listen, I thought, you know what? Listen, when I said, please score again, please.
Yeah, I tell you, I was getting I'm disappointed we scored another goal. I'm like,
Man
United need to get their goal difference up, mate. They need to get their goal difference.
I know. That's why I'm saying I should be disappointed.
That only got us to 0, didn't it? They didn't even get it into a +1, just to 0.
So you're +0 at the moment. But listen, onwards and upwards with you guys. You know,
the England team. Sorry, the England team just came out.
Yeah, I heard that Harry Kane was disappointed with some of the England boys dropping out. Just quickly, what are your thoughts on that? Harry Kane talk about some of his England boys not, putting the country before their team. What's that all about? What's your thoughts on that quickly?
He's basically calling them lies, isn't he? He's basically saying that they're not carrying knots.
Well, probably half of them probably aren't. Half of them probably aren't.
Yeah, but I don't think you come out and say that. Not if these are the guys you want to go and battle with. Because basically he's calling them out saying these men ain't even injured. I know they ain't injured, but they're not here, so it's disappointing. So you're basically saying that
he tried to taper it. He tried to take it by saying some. So he's not saying like, I think all 8 of them are, but yeah, you're right. He's still got to play.
Yeah, because he's not like he's saying, oh, this is my last big tournament and I'm stepping aside and I want the lads, as captain, I want the lads to kind of take this seriously, these World Cup qualifiers and things like that. I just feel like, bro, these are the same guys you're going to want to pass you the ball in a competitive match. You got to be careful how you word that. Or even say what you're saying, that this hamstring twing is in my mind. And the thing is as well, the money the players are on, the teams are not letting them go to England duty limping. They're not.
Yeah.
Look, often Saka limps, Norm, and then you see him playing for England. You're like, he limped off the game, could barely walk.
But normally, what happened under Gareth Southgate was these guys went.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they did.
If that to me, it's the FA's fault because if the FA didn't say to Tuchel start in January or whatever the reason is, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But if Tuchel was there, they'd all be there because you want to impress. You've all got to try and impress this manager, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And these pointless, the friendlies that you call them a friendlies, the League of Nations or whatever it is. A lot of them just see them as pointless. And as I said, a number of players have got injured as a result of this. Listen, Odegaard getting injured, just coming back. Now Saka just coming back. Declan Rice with a broken toe. I'm not saying he got that on England duties, but they were caught even with the broken toe. they were saying, "Oh, they're going to call him up." You know what I'm trying to say? But then saying all of that, Arsenal did make him play in that game. They probably injected his toe or whatever it was, freeze his toe.
That's what makes it a little bit dodgy, though, isn't it?
He can't turn up for an England game, but yet you're freezing his toe to play for Arsenal. But that's this is the problem with Arsenal. This is the desperation right now. And Arsenal right now, we're in desperation levels. Jay, you called it. You called it at the end of last season. You said Arsenal are not the same Arsenal. There's going to be teams coming into this, that are going to buy. They're going to get better. We've been hit with injuries. We've been hit with injuries, and it's affected us going forward. And looking now, we're 9 points off of top 4, and we might as well just flow into that. Let's tackle Arsenal. We're 9 points off top. We've just drawn the game.
By the way, Norman. Sorry, Norman. Before you do that, so Harry Kane is on the bench, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. What is that?
So who's I've looked at the thing. So who?
Watkins is up front.
Who are they playing tonight?
Is it Greece? I think.
Is it Greece? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're away to Greece. Are they away to Greece? I know they played.
Just open the app.
Yes, away to Greece. Away to Greece.
Because Greece beat them at Wembley, did they? The other day.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how they get on. So Ollie Watkins is up front.
Yeah, you got Ollie Watkins up front.
Yeah.
I'll just open
Walker.
it now. Yeah, Walker. Yeah. Walker, you, Kozo, Rico, Lewis.
Yeah.
You got Jones and Gallagher in midfield. You got the Chelsea brother, Madueke.
Madueke.
And Gordon.
Yeah.
And then so he's gone a 4-2-3-1 formation with Pickford in goal. Yeah, Pickford in goal, Norm. So
yeah. This is
because you see Konza, that's the Villa brother, isn't it? Konza.
Yeah,
it's a Villa guy. Yeah. And get you from Palace.
That line to me doesn't inspire.
No.
So Walker's the captain, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And then who's you got on the bench? Gomez, Morgan, Rogers, Morgan Gibbs-White, Dean Henderson, Livramento, Solanke, Jared Bowen, Quasha, Howard Bayliss. I don't know that. Taylor Howard Bayliss, James Trafford, Kane, and Lewis Hall on the bench.
I mean, I don't even know some of these players.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The Gerald
Trafford plays for Man City.
Trafford brother, is it?
Young
and then the Howard Bellis, Taylor Howard Bellis. I don't know who he is. But you know what? They're getting their first caps. Fair play to them. You know what?
Yeah.
Hopefully they get some.
Let's just touch on let's touch on Arsenal. Ez is not here. I mean, he said he was going to try and make it on the show. Look,
is there a drink rum now, man? If there lick the rum, man.
In Mobay, somewhere in Mobay. You know what I mean? Enjoying
the rum punches, but was a lick him out.
He might show his face. So let's see what happens. You know what I mean? I just kind of get your perspective, guys. First of all, you know, from what you're seeing from Arsenal in terms of how Arsenal started this season, what is your take on this whole thing of the way Arsenal have been playing? You know what I mean? As I said, 2 points in the last 4 games out of 12. We're not playing the fluid football that we was playing last season. As I said, we haven't got the Dubai trip now to reset. Arteta came out, there was asked a question about resetting. He said, no, we only need to go from 95% to 100. Well, I need to know what this 95% look like, because right now we look like we're playing at 50%.
I didn't think he looked that bad against Chelsea. I thought he looked okay.
Yeah, I mean the game wasn't exciting. I mean, to me personally speaking, I felt that we both cancelled each other out. Me personally speaking, you know, what I mean, because the levels that we've dropped to compared to where Chelsea was now. I mean, Chelsea now sit above us basically based on goal difference. You know, if you said to me last season that Chelsea would be close to us, I'll be saying no way, because based on where we finished last season and
how you bought them as well, man.
Exactly. What do you see from outside looking in? because maybe you might see it differently. Sometimes you do. Sometimes, I might agree with you, but most of the times I'm disagreeing with you. So let's just kind of get your perspective on where you see Arsenal.
How do you
and the fact that I think after this game, our chances of going for the league is all but done. Do you know what I mean? We haven't got the Dubai trip to save us now. We've got a lot of teams that are in contention now. We could finish out at the top 4 because there's a lot of teams that are on the same amount of points as us, only 1-2 points behind us. And yes, people might blame the injuries and so on and so on. But for me, Arteta, you're the second highest paid manager in this league. You've got to make this work. You've got to make this work. But as I said, I've been on other shows and I'm saying that there are other managers out there that are tactically better than this guy. That's my personal opinion. But let me hear it from you guys, and then we'll see whether we connect or we don't connect.
Well, me looking in right now, it feels like he's already pressed the panic button. He has gone so pragmatic with this defensive style of football. It's not Arsenal. That's not what you guys do. You've got good defenders, and it's almost like you've become a one-trick pony with these set plays. So if you're not scoring from set, that's funny. If you're not scoring from set plays, then it's like, where are the goals coming from? I just feel like the reality has hit him that he's got to produce something. I'm not saying win the league, but he's got to win something though this season. It can't be this whole, but we finished second and we had the best point tally we've had since. Because if Liverpool do go on to stay this consistent and win the league, then I think he gets fired now.
Well, this is it. I
don't, because he's supposed to be next up. Arteta's supposed to be next up with Arsenal. So I don't see where he goes from there. If this guy comes in the first season, wins the league with Liverpool, or Pep suddenly flips the switch and gets these guys playing some kind of recognisable Man City football. Because if you look at it, Arsenal's supposed to be the team now that everybody's trying to chase down, because we're seeing how inconsistent. Pep's never lost 4 on a bounce. And he hasn't.
This is massive for Man City. And this is where we have not capitalised, because Man City without Rodri look a completely different side, and for Pep to lose 4 games in a row is unheard of. You get me?
Well, it's a combination of Rodri and De Bruyne. I think the way De Bruyne pulls strings when he's fit is different gravy, and I think having those two missing, they just look void of ideas. Which is,
but he came on. De Bruyne, fair enough. I mean, De Bruyne did come on into that game, that Brighton game. But he didn't really make no difference. And for me, that Carlos Bella guy, I was saying on another show, when Man City looked like they were was winning the battle in the first half in the middle, the Brighton manager said, right, let's change his second half. The commentator said, like, he needs to change his second half, and he did do that. Tactically, he said, right, I'm aware that we're not winning the battle. Brought on this Carlos guy. The other guy, Pedro, came on. Who I believe got the winner. He just totally changed the game. Man City don't look the same, as I said, with Rodri, absolutely. And De Bruyne did come on in the second half. But
you got to get to game speed, though, no many.
I hear that. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I think a De Bruyne at peak performance and fully fit is making a huge difference to the balance and to the control of the midfield and to the creativity as well. You're watching Haaland, should I say? I'm not talking about my guy. Haaland actually struggling to create for himself, which something that he has to work on as well. As a I was going to say, it's all round game. So I'm looking at Arteta, and it feels like he's panicking already now. There's no reason for Arsenal with that squad to be playing pragmatic football. Looking to counter.
This isn't new though. This is my only issue with that statement, in the sense that I think Arsenal have been doing this, especially when they come against the bigger sides. They've been doing this since Arteta's been there. Really, when they've had opportunities to go and win the game at City, they're almost happy to take a draw.
You're right.
We tend to raise. I'm saying we tend to raise our games against the bigger. The bigger 6, the top 6 sides. We tend to raise our games. We haven't lost to Man City. We haven't lost to Liverpool in a good few years. And the problem is that it's the other teams like the Bournemouths, like you know what I mean, the Brightons. Why are we dropping points against them? And even our style of football there is pragmatic. playing with the handbrake on, and he's.
But that feels more. That part of your team feels more this year.
Yeah, but if you looked at last season, up until Christmas, when we lost a couple of games, if it was 2 or 3 games, and then
when you went on your get Arteta out rant,
and then we went to Dubai. We went to Dubai. Kai Havertz has a purple moment and starts scoring up the place. We started battering teams and whatnot. And as usual, the mentality about getting over the line is something that we can't do. We've never chased a team down. Yeah, and how's it that we're going to chase down Liverpool and chase down Man City? Not only that, we've got teams around us on the same amount of points. Chelsea, Man United, you're only 4 points away. You're only 4 points behind us. Based on the season that you've had at the start of the season with Eric Ten Hag, and now
we should be nowhere near you, should we? Really,
we should be far.
Yeah, nowhere near you
compared to. That's why I look at last season and I look at when Arteta said at the end of the season, we expect more from this club, and I was expecting more from this club, and it all boils down to, and everybody we know that the player that we need, especially, is a striker, and this is something that we've not. The only time we've got a striker, we're going back to the Aubameyang days, where we've actually gone and got a striker, and that was under Wenger. All right, was it Wenger or Unai Emery? Unai Emery, sorry.
Norms, here's a stat for you though. You
got 2, didn't you then?
Sorry?
Did you get 2 strikers then? Because you got
Lacazette as well.
Lacazette and Aubameyang.
Yeah, Lacazette first, and then Aubameyang came in. Yeah.
But here's a stat for you though, Norm. You guys have conceded the same amount of goals as Man United, which is 12.
Well, there you go.
That's crazy.
There you go. So we're definitely going to beat.
But the media won't tell you that though.
We're definitely going to beat the Chelsea target, aren't we?
The sports media ain't going to tell you that though.
Yeah, we're definitely going to beat the Chelsea target, so don't worry about that.
Because
we've only got to play the rest of the 20 odd games without conceding two or more goals. So yeah, we'll definitely beat the Chelsea target. 14 goals for the whole season conceded. Yeah, right. That ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. And that's why I say, for me, do you think then that the season now, in terms of going for the title now, is all but done?
No,
I think for Arsenal it is. No, I think for Arsenal it is.
You think it's done?
For Arsenal.
Listen, I know you
19 points, right? So you guys are.
Remember, we got to jump. Man City can find the gear. Yeah, Liverpool right now are the best team in the league. Yeah, they've conceded the least amount of goals. They scored the most.
6 goals. Yeah, 6 goals. 21 scored.
Yeah.
Man City have conceded 13.
But here's my thing, D. Here's my thing. When has Arsenal shown us that they can chase someone down and overtake them? They can't even lead from the front and win the title. Then they had the last season where they're trying to chase. They couldn't be. So why can they overturn?
This is what I'm saying. How? What makes you think? If they give your opinion, why do you think?
This is what I'm thinking. I am thinking that getting rid of Edu was a move. I'm not sure.
Well, they didn't get rid of Edu.
They didn't get rid of him. He left. He
left because he's becoming like a CEO for that organization.
Right. So he's gone to pastures greener in his mind. So for that move to happen and for Arsenal to stable themselves out, they have to go in the transfer window in January, Norman, and try and get a half-decent striker. And I think if they do
this is
that...
the question. When Arsenal must, they don't. That's the problem.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying I can't always write them off until I see what they do in January. If they sit on their hands in January, then JP's completely right. They're not going to chase down... those two. Just because how football is and how football comes at you quickly. I think that's his saving grace. And maybe he tried to talk Edu out of leaving, maybe because he needs that protection from Edu. But Arsenal have to go out and get a striker in January. Otherwise, JP's 100% on what he's saying there. That they're not gonna.
But will Arsenal do that? No.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
Because who do you get in January? You're not going to get the someone you might want in summer. They're probably not going to be available in January.
See, this is the thing. We see where Arsenal are in a crisis now in terms of us not going for the league. You've got loads of big channel fans saying that we're still in it, and sometimes I just think, what are they smoking? Because, bro, it's just beyond me. You know what I mean? And I get it. It's that kind of copium and that. But this is the reality. This is the reality. I mean, it sums it up in that game against Chelsea. Yeah? You see this picture here of Arteta on the floor. This is when Saliba crossed the ball, yeah, and Trossard missed it. And then Kai Havertz couldn't get to it. And he was rolling on the floor. That's a sign of a desperate manager. He knows he's under a lot of pressure. Yeah, you can't go from chasing Man City, finishing 2 points behind them, scoring the most amount of goals in Arsenal's history, and now we're sitting in fourth position, yeah, conceding 12 goals,
and
9
our
points
game off the top as well.
Looks night and day compared to last season.
Yeah.
So I don't know, D, why you think we will chase down Liverpool?
But there's no evidence.
I know Liverpool last season, they bottled, I think they were 5 points clear, and then they bottled it. And Man City, I think, were behind them. I think they were like a couple of points behind them. Yeah. And then they lost 2 games, vital games. Now, Slot has come in, and as I think Jay said, if Slot comes in and wins the league, even if Maresca and we finish fourth, where Maresca, who's just started, is not in phase 10, he's in phase 1. If everybody wants to talk about phases, then we're further down the line. It's the same with people turn around and say Slot has taken over a team like Liverpool, who have got players that know how to win the league and so on and so on. I put my hand out. I thought that when Slot came in, that there was going to be a bit of a dip for Liverpool. Yeah. When they lost against, I think,
but they haven't had a wobble though, Norm, to be fair, and they haven't had any major.
They lost to Nottingham Forest at home. They lost to Nottingham Forest at home. No, come on, D, come on. You don't lose to Nottingham Forest at home. And people say, "Oh, Liverpool."
Yeah, but it's still top though, Norm. So
exactly.
So I look at that and say they haven't had a real wobble. I think Man City are wobbling. I think Arsenal are currently wobbling. We've been wobbling from Ten Hag did his foolishness in pre-season and bought who we shouldn't buy. So I'm not even putting us in that. But I think Arsenal have showed consistency. Yes, mentally they haven't got over the line, but to go back to back seconds, I'm not going to write them up after 11 games. That's just me because I still think that losing Odegaard, all these things that is done, that's contributed to his wobble. Now I expect Liverpool to get injuries because that back line always gets injured, and I don't know, not really the front line, but the back line will get injured. Then you'll probably see them concede more than they normally would. But are they going to be 9 points badly for the rest of the season? Maybe not. And that's where JP is right, that chasing them down with a 9-point deficit is a big call.
Take their goal difference as well. You got to have the goal difference as well.
Yeah, 21 and 6 is brilliant. 21 and 6 is good.
Even if you had the same level, even if your goal difference was exactly the same.
Yeah.
The thing for me is I've never seen it. There's no evidence.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Of Arsenal being able to do it. Like, if you ask, can City do it? Yeah, because we've seen them do it.
Yeah, we have.
It's always seen Arsenal do, and this is not being a hater or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I've seen. It's all I've seen Arsenal do is choke at the end.
Right.
So what do I see now that convinces me that something's changed? Well, they look like they've gone backwards. They look like they've gone forwards. Yeah.
This is it. We've definitely gone backwards.
So you would say
this time you've got to look at us. This time last season, we was right up there.
Yeah.
Even though we had a slow start, but we didn't drop off. We were still winning our games. You know what I mean? We were still there. But all of a sudden now, we've gone in. We've lost. We've drawn a lot of games. Obviously, lost 2. Yes, people turn around and say the red cards didn't help and all that, but that's a discipline issue. You understand? And I keep going back and referring that, Arsenal can't win with 10 men. Listen, the record of Arsenal winning with 10 men in the Premier League is quite good. Right. 31 won, 27 lost. Yeah,
used to be 31, really good under Wenger.
100% under Wenger. So this, so let's not keep going to those excuses. that, because of the red cards and whatnot. Yeah, everybody gets red cards. Yeah, it's whether our teams at the quality to do the business on the pitch. And as I said, from what I've seen from Arsenal, it's very worrying. It's just like the lack of ideas, Arteta. You know what I mean? He's gonna make a change on, unless it's a false change. He's gonna make a change at about 70 minutes. Yeah. The disrespect. I keep talking about the disrespect that he has for Ethan Manrieri. Why not start this guy? Yeah. The fact is, Odegaard's come back. Odegaard's not even fully fit, and from the time Odegaard's come back in his team, Ethan ain't seen that picture again. Yeah, unless it's an FA Cup or another Carabao Cup team.
It's almost like he's drinking that Ten Hag tea, Norms, where his favourites will eventually get him fired rather than rotating the team properly. Yeah. And not forcing Odegaard to be that man after being out so long. Because if you ever watch the players that come out, right, you when they come out from injury, you see them gassing out after 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because their body's just like, what the heck? Like they've forgotten. Not it's like your body forgets the pace of the Premier League when you've been out injured for a period of time. So when he throws him in and expects him to do 90 minutes, he's being naive.
Mm.
And I think this is where you say you've been saying it for a couple of years now, about this learning on the job with Arteta.
Yeah.
And I think he's
had enough
YTS experience now. It's like it's a big club, and he can't be still in that YTS mentality to say, "Oh, my captain's back, so I'm going to run legs off him because he hasn't really played much football." And you see them as sucking up oxygen harder for 30 minutes to tell you that his body's freaking out.
Yeah.
And yet the guy that you want to give some minutes to, he's just holding bench. And so you look at it and you say, this is YTS coaching. Learning. Yeah. And you can't be still learning at Arsenal. It's too big of a club. You're in the Champions League. You can't be still learning as a manager.
But this is what I'm saying.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but I'm saying this was the mistake that was made at the very start when Arsenal took on Arteta, and I keep saying it. You do not give keys to somebody just passing a Robin Reliant to somebody and give him an 18-wheel juggernaut to drive. They're not going to be able to cope. Yeah,
I'll tell you who called this.
And it's what it is. You know what I mean? I'm tired of this chasing down. Yeah, go on.
He released his video again. Lee Gunner. They released the Lee Gunner video from 5 years ago, and all that you're saying, Lee Gunner was saying it 5 years ago. I said, wow, Lee Gunner called that.
Yeah.
And so you look at it and go, I mean, now Arteta, and you know that people will alert him to these kind of podcasts and stuff. I'm not saying he's going to watch them, but you're just like, bro, people are calling you out 5 years ago, and here we are. Here we are 5 years where you're still making these YTS manager mistakes.
Okay, question. I mean, okay, I'm going to put a question to you guys. Yeah, if you had a choice, say because you've let go of Eric Ten Hag, right, and you had a choice of Ruben or Arteta, who would you take?
Well, right now, I'm sticking with Ruben.
Yeah,
but I don't know. He hasn't even managed the game.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm watching Ruben.
But you're watching
this one as well.
Jay, you would have gone and done your homework. You would have looked and said, right, who's this guy taking over my club? And you looked and seen what he's done with Sporting and in terms of his experience and what he's got. If you looked at Arteta's experience compared to Ruben, if you're a man that's going to take on your own Man United, who are you going to go for?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to go for Ruben. You're going to go for Ruben, aren't you? Because Arteta didn't have any.
Exactly. And it actually would have been better for Arteta to have left Pep, gone to the Championship, managed the Ipswich or something like that, and then come to Arsenal.
Yeah, cut the cloth then.
Yeah,
and I think, as you said, we're not a YTS club. Yeah,
and this is what we said about the ex-players, Norms. As an ex-player, that's what's got him the nod there. I don't think he gets that job if he wasn't an ex-Arsenal player. It's just like what we did with Ollie. It's like, okay, because he was that golden sub, I like Ollie, you know what I mean? But that didn't mean that he was the right man. Like, this is what I don't mind about Rude. Come in, stay with the ship, and go and cut your cloth somewhere else, and in 5-6 years' time, come back and be Man United manager. I'm okay with that. If you stay now, you say, okay, jobs for the boys again. They've got Rude hanging in there just in case. Because I said this, the moment Ten Hag had Rude and Hate come in as managers in their own right to be assistants. That's his red cloth. He hung himself with that move there because he didn't fight for his own coaching staff. The guys that were in the trenches, he didn't fight for them. They were gone. And so you look at that and you say, yo, the players look at that and say, this man didn't even fight for his own boys. Now Rude's here and the Hate guy that we don't even know. And they were managing and they became his assistant. I thought it was easy to fire him in the NJP. Because you got two managers there sitting in the wings. Either of them could have done the interim role with Rude. I mean, how it is now. Yes, my God, big up yourself, man.
Yeah, but as I say, look, me personally speaking, this is a top 4 fight for us now. And as I said, if Slot finishes above us, if Maresca, who's in his first phase, you remember Maresca has only managed Chelsea, Leicester before he managed Chelsea. All right, so you know what I mean.
It's early days, though. No, it's early days of the season.
Yeah, it's early days, but you know what I mean. It'd be a miracle now.
I know what you're saying.
It'd be a miracle now for us to chase down.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I meant to Chelsea finishing above you and stuff like that.
You don't think Chelsea will finish above us?
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying that's early days. It's hard to make that. I think you'll probably be a bit more consistent than Chelsea will.
Yeah. Well, listen, it is what it is. Listen, let's just quickly move on to Man United, and obviously you guys are really happy. Amron, coming in, doing really well with Sporting Lisbon now. Jay his face looks not puff up big, but his chest look puff up right now. Yeah, you must be really pleased with this signing coming in. A lot of people
ain't gonna lie.
Listen, Rude steadied the ship. You know what I mean? And in that period of time, won all his games. Didn't lose a game. I think he won 3 and drawn 2.
3. 1-3, drawn 1. Drew
1. Sorry, 4 games unbeaten. Chelsea, he steadied the ship.
And he could have won the Chelsea one. Could have won that Chelsea one as well. It was Chelsea.
As well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He could have gone both.
And obviously, Rude said, "Thank you very much, Rude. You've done a very good job, bro."
Yeah.
Right now, I'm bringing in my people. So listen, thanks for your job. Thanks for steadying the boat. Now it's time for me to now row the boat. Row it up the hill. Because I know I'm only 4 points off the top 4. So we're gonna row that boat. We're gonna play that 3-4-3 thing. You know how it go. Yeah. But was Amrim wrong to let Rude go? According to Rio Ferdinand, he was saying that he should not really let him go because there's an affinity that Rude has with the players, ex-players. The current players and so on and so on and so on. So, what are your thoughts on that? And there's other people that have come in. I know D posted something on our chat from your ex-defender as well.
Yeah, from Vidic. It's like, allow it. Allow this man to see these players with fresh eyes. Because what he's saying is, I'm giving them a clean slate. So that tells me he's gone and watched Man United games. He's looked at social media. He's seen the foolishness these guys post every time he gets slapped. And he's saying, not sure about the mentality. But if Rude's here, Rude's going to be in my ear. And then I'm not giving everybody, that whole squad, I'm not giving them, including Anthony, I'm not giving none of them on a clean slate if Rude is in my ear. So he's not dissing Rude. He's saying, I got my guys. We're going to put fresh eyes on it. And we're going to see. That way there's no hiding place for these players, guys. Because I think if Rude stays, they're going to be running to Rude all the time saying, why not playing? No. And then Rude will say, Normsky and JP a little bit disgruntled because, they were getting minutes under me. And they ain't kind of featured yet. And they're wondering, like, are you not seeing what I saw? So I get it. I get it because I tell you what as well, the media press, our British press will be on him. They're already on him, but they'll be on him saying, well, you got Rude in the wings. He went 4 games unbeaten. So I'm actually glad he just said, Rude, you're a cool guy, my guy. And this will be yours one day, but not today. So I'm happy with that, Norms. And that's not missing Rude, absolute club legend. But if he stayed, it just opens too many other cans of worms with these players. They're frauds. We've got some frauds still there. If suddenly Luke Shaw is fit, get out of here. Luke Shaw's back in training. I saw a meme where he had him by his neck, and then under the meme it said Luke Shaw will miss the next game with a neck injury. And that's how people think. They think he's a clown now. Suddenly you're fit. When Eric needed you at left back, I'm not fit, boss. I'm not quite right. Now you're fit. The man just come for the door the other day. Now you're fit. Get out of here. I mean, Malacia played. He played on the 21s last night, and he was going in. He's going in for tackles. So I think he's trusting his leg, and so that was good to see. I actually want Malacia to be the main guy as a wing back. And like I said to JP, we spoke and we said, I was saying to JP, could Anthony be converted into a wing back? Because he is good on the ball. And JP was saying, but maybe defensively he's not quite there. Offensively we struggle, but he's young. You know what I mean? If you look at Ronaldo, when
he might be coachable.
That's what I'm saying, Jay. And if he's coachable, we don't have to spend no money. You can say, Luke, you know what, my brother?
True.
Yes, Trina Martin.
Yeah.
Luke, I think it's time, my guy. You can't stay fit. And I think you're twisting your neck like my hand on your neck. Just give you a proper neck strain or something, brother. Like, just go to medical and see if they give you some DP.
Lissandra's out again, isn't he? Lissandra's out again, isn't he?
That's another guy that is suspect for me, Jay.
Yeah.
He's suspect for me. Too many injuries now already. Yeah, so you got Lenny to come back as well, no? And
can you hear a load of dogs barking? Hold on, let's one last second. What's
going on?
That's so Jamaica, that is.
Isn't it?
Right, they're after somebody.
The yard dogs, you know. Always.
I'm safe.
Yard dogs, I'm telling you, man. But yeah, I don't have a problem with him cutting Rude loose. Rude can go and cut his cloth somewhere. I think if Rude was a good job somewhere else,
apparently he's linked with another club. I didn't see.
They said he was linked with Roma, but
so is Frank Lampard linked with Roma, isn't it?
No, I think they're going Roma, Coventry as well. I heard.
Yes, because they fired Mark Robbins. Country fired Mark Robbins, so that's another vacancy. Rude wouldn't mind. Well, you know what? It's not a bad team to go to. I think to cut your cloth and make a difference. But yeah, he's got to be his own man. No, fresh eyes on it. That way, there's no hiding place. Then no excuses. No accuse him of being biased because Rude's been in his ear. So you eliminate all of that.
Do you guys drastically change it up, or do you go in? You know, obviously you've got the January window coming up. Do you think he will make any changes, or he will just try and work with the players that he's got? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think he's going to do too. I don't think he'll do too much in January. Man United generally don't do too much in January, and I think he's going to. Just going back to the Rio Ferdinand point.
Yeah,
like I don't really put much stock in what people say about their teammates. Like he played with him. Like if you notice, everyone they talk about,
it's who they played with. Yeah.
And you know, I ain't got no problem with that.
And
right?
I don't know if you saw what's what he said.
Teammates.
I don't know if you saw what Danny Warbeck said. JP, he said they got an ex-Man United WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And Danny Warbeck was talking about it, and they wanted him to. Yeah, he said Rio talks the most on there. That's what he said. Because I ain't saying no more than that.
Yeah, I think he says he makes a living out of that now.
He said that Rio Ferdinand is the biggest talker on the ex-players WhatsApp group. Okay. But Welbeck is on that group. He goes, I'm on that
I heard Welbeck is. So I don't really take much stock in that because, like, you go to war with someone for how many years? You have that sense of love. Do you remember when Gary Neville and Ollie Ollie was the manager. Gary Neville and Roy Keane said on the overlap a few months ago that they found it really hard when he was the manager to criticise United
because he's his
mate. That's their guy, isn't it? They went to war with him. He's their mate. And you know what? That's why I ain't got no issue with it. I don't. You know, they can say whatever they want. For me personally, Ruud van Nistelrooy, I love Ruud. Like, I think Ruud, love what he did for our football club. I think it was inevitable Ruud was going to leave. Because not only did he bring 6 of his own coaches in, right? So where did he go?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Right, I bring 6 of my guys in that I've worked with, that I know. Where does he go? And also, like, he's Ruud van Nistelrooy. Imagine if he comes in and he loses 2 games in a row.
That's what I say.
All of a sudden, you've got these people screaming for Rude to take over. Come on, Rude, give it to Rude. Rude never lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Do you think Amarin has got to hit the ground running, guys? Because Man United is a massive.
I think Amarin will get grace. I think Amarin will get grace from Ineos because he's their guy.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Ineos have seen enough, Jay, as well, of these players.
Yeah.
Throwing in the towel.
I think so. And obviously, I think that he's going to get the backing and he's going to get the support because now this is his guy. This is their guy for project. What is it called? 150, whatever that project's called. And the thing about Amarin is he's got this. Obviously, we've seen what he's done in his career to date. Right? Can that translate in the Premier League? I really hope so.
Yeah.
But the thing about what he's got is he's got bundles and bundles of charisma.
Yeah.
Like you just watch. I watched the video of him today that they released on the Man United app. Right. Of him going around Old Trafford meeting. Listen, I was like, I wish I was there because this guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something, Jay. Don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked in. No. Listen, I'll tell you why. I'll put my hand up. At the very, very start when Arteta came in, and that for that first moment, I remember thinking. He came and said it's such a great club to work for, blah, 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 blah. And that PR thing and all. Listen, your clubs do it well. And I remember Lacazette, because it was like Arteta's a no-nonsense man. And I remember I used to have a go at Lacazette. Like he'd be like on the field or playing in a match. And he used to do this back heel and then he used to come off. And I said, I wish somebody could tell this guy. So I remember the first training session they showed of Arteta, and Arsenal do this well. The PR process people, they're the best at it, And I remember Lacazette doing this back pass in training, and I remember Arteta goes, no, that doesn't happen anymore. You understand? I thought, we got a manager here. As the first couple of matches, I said, you ain't the man. You ain't the man. I ain't getting sucked in. I remember going on a show and saying, you know what? I got sucked in by this guy, but I came to realize, and I can honestly put my hand up and say, you know what? This man ain't the man for this club. You understand? Because so I'm just saying, listen, we know that Amarim has got the experience and everything else, but don't let the PR trick you, No,
but he's more. But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you, this is what I'm saying to you, like I'm looking at CV, number one. I'm looking at a CV, and the CV is very impressive. Now, I'm not saying to you, I don't want to start at. And look, I'm not going to lie, right? And I'm not even going to taper it. I'm excited because I believe in. You know what? That is me right now.
Give it to him, bro.
Listen. My words could come back to haunt me, but I believe in this guy. I really do. And I really think we've got the guy. Because you know what it is? He's got the CV and he's got the character.
I'm about to say that.
Like Arteta doesn't have that kind of...
So for you, Hold on, JMP. Is he got aura? Is that what it's about?
Listen, do you know what it is, right?
No, if you see this,
I'm not even that. But you know what it is, I'm not even that old.
No, when you lose 3 or 4 games on the bounce, that aura, I'll finish.
Yeah, of course it will. But what I'm saying, I'm not even that old. But I'm watching this man turn up to training, turn up to the Old Trafford, in his Pradas and his Montclair jacket.
Oh my God!
You know that once, right?
Come on, bro. Listen,
he's 39 years old. You know,
Jay,
hold on. Let me finish.
Don't turn into Gen Z people.
No, let me finish. The point I'm making is I don't understand these players, but maybe he does.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't get. Like I would never wear a Montclair jacket because my 16-year-old son talks about Montclair jacket. I keep telling him. Broke people don't wear Montclair jacket. You got to get a job, son. Right?
Exactly that.
Right?
But
what my point that I'm making is, like I maybe he can relate to them. He's 39 years old.
And he could, And the thing about it, when
he's a very young manager.
I haven't been able to see him interact because every time I've tried going on my app on my phone, like on the Sky app, it doesn't allow me because obviously I've got the VPN thing. So But when you look at the players and you see the way they're kind of like interacting with him, do you see that there's a level of respect that they respect this guy in terms of?
I'm telling you now, this guy walks in the building, and this guy is gonna. I mean, he's gonna command. I think he'll command respect from the players because they can see he's got the CV, but also it's just how he carries it. From everything I'm hearing, everything I'm reading as well, the way he carries himself with players.
Yeah.
I'll be very, and even just little things he said today, like he said, we'll be ready for the Ipswich game. Now he could say, look, I haven't got to have much time with the players because they're all away on international duty.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to have a little.
Yeah, he's not shying away.
There's none of that. There's none of that. It's like we're going to be ready for the game.
And he's not even talking about injured players either. He's just like, we're ready for this game against Ipswich.
Look, injured players happen, right? And I've got no problem with a manager saying, I've got these guys out. But look, at the end of the day, mate, you've got to build a squad.
Yeah.
Right. To cope with this. And all of this injury talk that Ten Hag don't stop banging on about. It got to the point with Ten Hag that it just felt like everything he said was an excuse.
Yeah, just to go to like the mechanism of his mentality.
And think about, and maybe this is why I'm giddy because it's like night and day. Because Ten Hag had no charisma.
No charisma.
Yeah,
he was just it's like a robot standing in front.
Yeah, he couldn't relate to the press either.
Yeah,
no.
And I'm watching Amarin just hang with his brothers, respectfully but firm.
Yeah,
because to a point that
with a smile.
He hasn't given a press conference. And it's annoying them. And United come out and said, you'll get a press conference for him before the game, before the Premier League kicks back in again. You'll get the press conference from him. But as for now, let this brother settle in. And I love that because the press will distort his words, and we'll be seeing all kind of foolishness today and yesterday and tomorrow. And because they haven't got that, they're a little bit annoyed. How dare Man United? I'm like, I love this. And this is what I love about this new structure, Norm. Where they're saying, whoa. Omar just saying, no. It's good. It's good. You'll get your press conference in time. Be patient. I love that. Because because he knows they're already trying to bully him, JP. The man ain't kicked the ball yet, and they're trying to bully him. So I love that the club just come in and said, no. Sorry, guy. Press guy, tell him that, towards the end of next week, you're going to get the press conference that you're crave, and we'll make it probably a little bit longer than normal since you haven't got the one here now. We'll give you a bit more grace to fire a few. But the moment you get disrespectful, we're shutting it down and we're getting it back at Carrington and we'll see it at the weekend. And I love that now and I think that's the other thing with Rude where they still want to be bringing up Rude. Okay, well, you let Rude go. Why you let Rude go? Like, no, just allow that.
Certainly saying Amma is from a culture of high standards and being held accountable, and that's really good. Yeah. And I think this is what a lot of fans require from teams, what I mean? That the managers and the players are held accountable. And I think Amron is coming from that culture. And I think just based on what is said here from sentiments, come the end of the season, guys, before, do you think that you will finish in the top 4?
I don't know. I think we'll give it a good go.
You give it a good go. I think that's a fair enough answer.
Yeah,
and I think under Ten Hag, if you asked me that question 3 weeks ago,
you would have said
my answer would have been impossible.
Yeah, but under here now, you give it a good go. And I think both of you are quietly confident that maybe there's a chance that you could do it.
I think so.
And the thing is, I don't know. And if he doesn't do that, Jay, I think he can get these guys in order to go and win that Europa League. Can you imagine that, guys? Can you imagine it? He comes in his first season and wins your Europa, which gets you qualified Champions League. Automatically gets you to a top 4, and he gets you to top 4. Bro, Arteta, bro, fix up, bro. That's what I say.
But you know what? I mean, look, we've got a long way to go.
Yeah.
I just look at him and I just think this guy is gonna get our team going.
I think, he looks like the one.
I do. I can't help it.
He looks like one. Listen, I'm gonna, as you can see behind me, the clouds are getting dark, bros.
What's the timeline?
Right about this time. Right about this time.
2:30. 2:30 for you, right? Is
Yes,
it 2:30?
Yeah, it's 2:30 right now. Yeah, 2:30. So I'm just gonna quickly. I just want to just quickly touch on D. If you could also get the Premier League fantasy thing on there as well. I just want to just quickly just touch on.
No, you know, I thought I shared it. My bad, bro.
Yeah, just touch on.
Sorry, no, sorry. Yeah. Can you do the other one first, Norm? Because I've got to jump off.
Yeah. Okay, let me do the other one first.
Table.
Sorry, yeah. I'm quite happy to present the other one. I'm very happy.
I know
what's going on here.
After what I did.
Chuck.
Yeah. People, just look at that, bro.
I'm coming, man.
Man, look at me. 3 reds on the bounce, you know, Nomski. That's disgusting.
You're dropped, man. You dropped down to first.
Absolutely disgusting.
Let me just share this.
It's all I need. It's all I need is a couple greens, you know.
Yeah, I know. You're up there.
Exactly.
Well, I'm 4 points behind Kofi.
It's been very hard to call now, isn't it?
Yeah, he's running there. He's running away with it at the moment. I'm got
a great. Eric Ten Hag killed me because for everyone watching, I only predict Man United to win, and ETH killed me, man.
Yeah. Well, I got the 2-0. I got the 2-0. I think exact score line for Wolves, and I was happy about that. I say, please, whatever you do. And I think even in that game, Chile texted us on the show, or not on the show, on the WhatsApp group. He said, I think when what's the name equalised with us? Who was it? Was it Leicester? Who did we play? Not Leicester. Who did Arsenal play?
What, the weekend?
No, Wolves. Who did Wolves play?
Was it Southampton? Was it
Southampton,
yeah. And Southampton.
You know what? Yeah. Southampton scored a goal, man, and that's a goal.
Yeah, that was a goal. Yeah, you got away one there, no.
Man.
Listen, people, listen. When it comes to the referees, it's nothing to do with me. Yeah, I can only go by what the referee's decision is. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but I got a lovely 3 points. I got a lovely 3 points. So I'm on 9 points. Big D on 8 points. Ez on 7 points. Chile on 6 points. And I know D, you took Chile's scoreline for the Tottenham game.
Well, this is the thing.
I thought that Tottenham were going to win at home.
Yes, so did I.
I put Tottenham.
And because I've been purposely leaving United for JP, I'm just thinking, well, and then you never went for Arsenal, Norms. So I was like, just go for Arsenal because I know Chile's going to make noise. I went, Chuck, you know what? We're playing a game here. You know, once.
Yeah,
so Chile can have them back. He can have them back, man. He can have them back, man. I'm done. He can have them back, man.
Definitely. United pushing for top 4 now in the mix with Chelsea, Villa, and Arsenal. Just read those. Chile in the danger zone. Yes, big up Arsenal ambitious. What you saying, bro? Big up to you, bro.
Yes, big up, my guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We finished the Arsenal segment. So if you get a chance, go back to the beginning. We was talking about Arsenal and why I think we're definitely out of the running for.
Guys, I've got to drop off, man. Have a good show, fellas.
Because the clouds are coming in. And we're going to just quickly finish with the Coote.
Are you there next week, Norman? Are you there next week?
Yeah, next week, yeah. But I think it'll be whatever comes up. Whatever comes up in our chat, I'll find some content. Don't worry about that, yeah? It'll probably be a shorter show.
All right,
but yeah, I will be here same place, same time next week. Yeah?
Take it easy, guys.
Big up. Yeah, so let me stop sharing this.
Yeah.
Let me just quickly talk about the David Cootes, and then we'll share the Premier League fantasy league. D, just quickly before Fonda Lightning catch eye.
You know the one.
So D, just quickly, ref watch. Forget about what happened at the weekend. This guy should have got a penalty. This one should have done this. This one should have done. It's all about David Coote.
Yeah. I think he's been very naive. I actually don't have a problem that he don't like Klopp, because I guarantee you there's a lot of referees that don't like. How many men didn't like Ferguson? How many men didn't like Wenger as referees? So I don't actually have that problem. I think the way he did it, he's took himself out to dry, and his friends are not really his friends. Otherwise, they wouldn't have posted that, because he could tell that he's a bit wasted, whether it was weed or alcohol or something. He's not quite him. And he just said his thoughts. They always say that alcohol is truth serum. So he's had that truth serum and he just run his guns. And his so-called friend has posted that. And that's what I said to you about the other one with was he snorting cocaine? Like I wouldn't like to say he was, because I know how easy it is to the people that are good at attaching seen to another video and saying, yeah, this is what happened before he said what he said. So I'm not even going to look at the cocaine thing. But I think that it may cost him a job, unfortunately. Yes, you can have an opinion, but you got to do it in the right way. And I think I said to you before we came on that if the people that powers that be knows that this guy in Klopp was very toxic, he didn't like Liverpool, you keep him away from VAR Liverpool, you keep him away from refereeing or being a linesman.
They showed that they spoke about a particular game when we played Liverpool. Arsenal was away to Liverpool, and Odegaard. I remember that game. Odegaard handled the ball in the air, and it was a penalty. Yeah, and funny enough, David Coote was on VAR duties, and he didn't give it.
Right. He didn't give it.
There was a couple of other incidents, you can go into, and so it opens up a whole can of worms. With the whole refereeing stuff and the whole Aaron Webb and stuff. Since he's come in, it just seems like everything's just gone to pot when it comes to refereeing decisions.
Wow, and every week we're talking, every week we're talking about like what we see and what they see. Yeah. Even when it's slowed down by VAR, you're like, okay, slow down, it's blatant, and you still don't give it. Yeah. So I think now he's tarnished that as well. He's tarnished the refereeing and the brand of VAR. Yeah. So I think they're firing for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying this statement deserves to get fired.
Too much is coming out now, but, and it's a situation now. I know they're talking about that the PFGMLO is gonna make this thing long out, and it's not gonna go away by anytime soon. He's been naive. He's been naive, allowing somebody to video him saying all these derogatory statements about Klopp. And you don't do that. You don't do this in this day and age. You could do that back in the day when there wasn't social media. And you say, I hope this doesn't go anywhere. Listen, if you work for a company and you start to slack down, people.
Said company, exactly.
It's going to come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then, at the same time,
anything, though.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
It's like anything. If you go for a job now, one of the first things they do is try and find you on social media and see what you post and see what your thoughts are for life and all that. And they say, "Wow, look what he posts. This guy's not a good fit for our company."
Yeah,
and you don't get a call back, and you wonder why. Go check your social media and see what you're posting. So he's very naive to have trusted people that he thinks are friends, film him, and then put that let that go out there, because they must have known he was going to get buried for that. Yet they still put it out there. And then they're not your friends,
Then just going on the you're saying whether it's true or not. Listen, it's there now. Now with UEFA now investigating him snorting coke during Euro 2024. So was he fit for purpose when refereeing that game? Exactly. I feel high.
Norms, man. Like I was saying, people, leave the Charlie alone, man.
Why?
Why would you do that? Why are we doing
Why would you film yourself knowing again that it's gonna get out there? Do you know what I mean? And
what was he like a £5 note or something he had rolled up?
Something like that. The other thing is, people were saying that there's other accusations apparently with him and other referees, especially him, and this is allegedly, so I'm not going to get myself cancelled or whatever, talking to younger folks. It opens up a whole can of worms.
Let himself down, doesn't he?
And so you've got to look at the integrity of the PGMLO and the stuff that's going on. Listen, they're human beings at the end of the day. They like to go and let their hair down and that, but bro, David Coote, I think, let his hair down a little bit too much. And obviously he's got an issue with Klopp. They don't get on. A number of times, they've clashed and whatnot. And they're going to go look back at those games and go, hang on, maybe this is the reason why he didn't give us that decision and so on and so on. And so now, when and listen, I'm not blaming the decisions that Arsenal got, because I think he sent off Tomiyasu, where he gave him a yellow card for taking too long to make a throw in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a few minutes later against, I think, Ayew. It was when Ayew played for Crystal Palace. He didn't hardly touch him. He branded him a yellow, gave him a second yellow card, sent him off. Like everybody was like shocked. Now I'm not saying he was picking on us because we had a go at him or whatnot, but it just shows the level of, was this man under any influence?
You start
to ask yourself these questions.
Yeah, and these unconscious bias as well. Yeah. Because if he's got bitterness in his heart towards the club, then refereeing a game or on the VAR studio, he's going to have to probably conscious bias. He knows he don't like them. So he's not going to see it through a neutral lens to make a decision to affect the game properly. And so I think this is why we don't trust VAR. And I think VAR will head to AI normally. It will. I think they'll just say, right, get the human element out of it. Just run the AR thing, man. However, AI do all its algorithms and comes up with a decision, you have to accept it. Or you just get rid of it.
It looks like David Coote has obviously sped that process up.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and so then you look at it where we go back to the old school where we rely on the referee and the linesman in actual real time, and the decision is the decision whether we as fans like it or not. So I think that's where we're heading to. That if the fans thinking and the owners are thinking this, and the players are saying these referees they're not on it. There's a level of bias. There's a level of fraudulent behaviour. Then that whole trust goes out the window, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then so if you put your pressure back onto the referee in that moment, giving a penalty or saying that it's not a penalty, and there's nothing to go back to, then so be it. Because that's how we ran football before all this technology. I mean, you can still keep the goal line technology because I don't think that is really. It's a bit like tennis, the line thing.
Yeah, what's the goal?
And so I actually don't mind the goal line technology, but if they pushed VAR to a side for a moment, I actually don't mind that either. I think, because otherwise, at the moment, Norm, there's a lack of trust, and with a lack of trust, there's always going to be fan bases coming at them saying, "You cheated, you robbed us."
Yeah, and the thing is, before we knew all of this, all of this exploded in our faces. There was a lack of trust anyway. Now this kind of really exposes it even more.
It galvanizes it, man.
Absolutely. David Coote has definitely poured petrol on the fire.
He has.
He's
and struck the match as well, Norm.
And struck the match, you know what I mean?
Struck the match as well.
Yeah. Put dynamite this time. The fire was raging, but now, this thing is blown up proper big time. And the PGMO now, spotlight is on them. The spotlight is on them, and they're going to be looking for an outcome to see what happens with David Coote. I think, as you say, I think his future in refereeing. I'll be shocked if we see him again.
Yeah,
I'll be very shocked. Do you know what I mean?
You might bump into him at Sainsbury's or Tesco's on the till, maybe, Norms. But and then officiating a proper game, I think he's really let himself down there.
Yeah, I mean, some of the memes I've seen,
it's crazy.
There was one meme where the guy was dressed up in all black and he was at a rave, and
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. And I thought, oh my god, this guy's getting dragged.
An acid party, and he's the red card and the yellow card, and the man looked at his head.
And that's the thing. The moment you slip up now, like the internet is undefeated now.
Yeah.
And the moment you slip up, it's coming through. The internet is coming through. No matter who it is, people are creative now. They've got the software, and we've seen it with managers giving that interview using AI. And you're like, you imagine if he said that in a press conference, he'd never manage another football club again. And so it's very dangerous. It's because people look at certain things and say, "See, I saw it on the internet." So, whoa, relax. That was the AI thing. It sounded real. It was Dee's voice. It was Nomsky's voice. But they did not say that.
But Dee, I think the first thing we said to ourselves when Jay first posted it on our chat, we asked the question: Is this real?
That's
right.
The first
question we asked.
Is
this real? And then then you started to see over on Sky and other outlets, news outlets. David Ornstein, all these guys now are starting to come out and say, about the situation. So now actually this is not AI. This is for real. And as I say, why be so naive in allowing somebody to record you, and then you turn around and say to them, "Bro, listen, whatever you do not let this." I mean, how about having him as an enemy?
but you know what, though? It's almost like when he said that, it's like he had a sudden rush of a sobering moment. Yeah. It's too late because the man's got evidence on his phone, So I look at that and say, you just shouldn't have said it. Yes, it was on your heart, but you've been drinking or whatever, smoking, whatever you've been doing, and now you're not really in your right mind, but you are in a truthful mind because you're saying what's on your heart. And I think, like refereeing is a good living, Norm.
Oh,
especially when you get to go to the, especially when you get to one, do the Premier League, two, go to these big tournaments. It's great money, and so he's probably put his family in a bit of poverty there now with that, because obviously he's probably unionized, so he'll get money until he's tried or whatever. But you just think, your career's done, because clubs will say, I don't want Coote refereeing my game.
And to be honest, I mean, listen,
FA have to listen. Yeah.
We're casting all these assertions and stuff like that. We don't know what's going on in his, his family life or personal life. You know what I mean? But as I say, it's there now. The cat is out of the bag.
Out the bag, boy. Cat out the bag and chasing the mice. Literally.
Chasing the mice, so it's just unfortunate that it's come to this now, and all eyes will be looking on Albert Webb to see how they deal with this backlash, and I'm sure it's not going to go away anytime soon. So it is a bit of a mad one, but it's obviously made our ref watch quite interesting. And just to say, obviously my missus is out here with me. I don't know if she wants to come and show her face. Maybe not. She's on the other side of the veranda. But as soon as I probably mention her club, Liverpool, she might take the bait. But the thing is, just quickly in that game where Liverpool was playing at home to, I think it was Aston Villa.
Yeah.
And I think Ez was making a comment on our chat. The two. Listen, I'm not saying that game could have ended in a draw. Liverpool won it in the end. I think they were the better side, but there was two big calls in that game, and the penalty. I think it was both penalties that were that should have been given. I don't know if you saw it or saw the game or not.
I saw the highlights of that game, Norm.
Yeah,
and
did you think Did you think they were both penalties?
It's a lot of this is in the moment circumstances, unfortunately, and this is why I say this whole clear-cut penalty thing. It's like it just no longer exists, Norm. When sometimes you see something and you say that's a clear-cut penalty, and it doesn't get given, and you go, okay, so what am I seeing that no one else is seeing? And I think this is the problem, because I think one of them I would have given, at least one of them. But here it's hard. It's very hard, Norms. And maybe this where VAR needs to be more efficient.
Yeah.
And take some pressure off the referee in the moment play, because you've got the technology that the referee hasn't got. You know what I mean? So, and then again we go back to are we trusting VAR to be truthful in the moment as well? The referee can only go by, hopefully he's keeping up with play, and hopefully the linesman on whichever side is keeping up with play, and he looks, and in his moment he says, "No, it's not a penalty for me." And VAR, like we've seen so often, say, "Norms, you might want to go to the screen, my friend, because I think you missed one there."
Yeah,
and then it's done fairly, but because we don't hear. Remember we spoke about it in the week, Norman. It'd be good to hear the conversation. That way, you eliminate any doubts. There's a whole transparency with, like in American football.
Yeah,
they call out the play, Norm.
Yeah,
they call out the play. So the fans in the stadium and us listening, or wherever we're watching, no, listen, man, they just broke it down. We know exactly why he didn't give the penalty, rather than no penalty and wave it on, and you go, what? We didn't hear the conversation, and so that's what makes me think it may be slightly corrupt, unfortunately, because we're not getting, because the technology is there that they can hear this, that the stream, whoever's filming it, Sky Sports, TNT, whoever's filming the game has a technology to put that onto the big screen, has technology to play that in the stadium, so that you see the referee at the screen, you hear the conversation back and forth between VAR and the referee, and you understand why they came to the decision they came to. And I think until they do that, we're not going to trust VAR anymore, especially with what's gone on with this referee as well now. And it's something that they got to look at. Like, you got to be literally squeaky clean. You got to be transparent across the board, and they may not like that. They may think, well, that's put us on the spot. It's on the spot moment. It's an on the spot decision. So why can't we hear what you're talking about? You know, it's just, yeah. And I think you have to remember the money in football as well, Norm. Let's not forget that. Finishing in the top 4 is a big deal now.
Yeah. And
Champions League is a big deal.
Vital decisions.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And relegating as well, being relegated because of bad decisions.
Yeah.
For the lower clubs in it. So either way, it affects the money at the top, it affects the money at the bottom. Because for love or money, you're trying to stay in the Premier League. At least get out, like when you get promoted, it's important that you can try and stay in for that first season, rather than going straight back down again. But if all them decisions go against you, and you say, "Nah, man, VAR cost me staying up. Now I got to rebuild because I'm going to lose some good players because they like the Premier League, so they're going to look for clubs that are going up to go and leave and go with the clubs being promoted. Now I got to rebuild a team in the Championship to try and get promoted again." So it's a whole spin-off. And then us guys trying to chase the top, saying we can't attract these players if we're not in Champions League football. Yeah. And so the money in the game, so that's why I say you have to go transparent with the audio. Now, enough's enough of that. Go with the audio. Let us know why it's not a penalty or why it is a penalty.
Do you think they will bring that in though? Do you think
I hope so, Norm. I hope so. I think we've seen enough mess. Look how often every week we're talking about Ref Ross, Norm, because we don't really hear why they got to that decision. Let us hear. Well, if we're still in our feelings, then so be it.
Well, they you know when Al Webb does that thing with Michael Owen, where they audio and they looked at the William Saliba one, the Bournemouth game, where Edward Nelson, and they were saying, but they looked at all aspects. They looked at first of all, was it their goal scoring opportunity? Was the goalkeeper gonna maybe get to the ball before the striker does? Because they said they talked it through by saying he was backing off, and then the covering player, which was Ben White.
Ben White coming in, that's right, from the left.
But saying that, I was watching, saw something where they said that Ben White is the fastest runner in the Arsenal squad. So surely he could have got there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But listen, it is what this is what they've come at. So they've looked at they looked at the fact that was he offside, but the ball was played by Trossard when he played that pass over the top back rather than kick the ball the other way, he decided that he's going to play it back into a dangerous position. And then they come to the decision, they say, right, based on that, that's why I had put that thing in the chat a couple weeks ago about, giving a yellow card. Can VAR overturn a yellow card? And I'm looking at that, we said no.
And even in that motion, VAR,
And they said that they made a mistake in the Man United game where the penalty, I think there was something said, I would say that when the penalty was given against De Ligt, that was a mistake.
Yes, yeah.
It's all right saying it now.
That's what I'm saying, though. But if you're dealing with it in the moment, I think it just eliminates. I'm not saying all the mistakes because you can still lie in the moment, but everyone's hearing your lie.
Okay, Ollie Watkins just scored against Greece. Kane
is warming up.
Yeah, well done, Ollie.
But
Ollie.
But and the thing is, even if when I watch American football and the ref calls a play why it's an interference play, the crowd may boo, but he's broken it down why he's called interference and why the ball is being reset and whatever down you're in that moment. And I just think that for us, for the general viewing and for the transparency of football, the audio needs to be played in live games. We need to hear the conversations, especially for those big decisions when the referee's not sure, the linesman's just like, I just didn't see it.
Yeah.
Or the referee saying, I just didn't see it. But the way the players are crowded around him and ref, that's a handball, that's a blatant handball. Go back and watch it and let us hear the conversation. And it will change the game for the better, Norm, trust me.
Yeah.
But are they willing to be that transparent? I'm not convinced, Norm. Because of the money in football and that unconscious bias. And so, yeah, man, because I think every week, Norm, we're going to have this conversation with the ref watch. I think that's what happens because we watch it and go, what happened there? We got mugged again. And you see, I remember when Wolves, I thought Wolves were getting mugged off every week. And I forget his name now, not Collins, the manager there. He came out and just said, I don't know, maybe it's just a Wolves thing because we're getting nothing right now.
Yeah,
no decisions going their way for 3 or 4, 5, 6 game weeks, and he just called it out. And I thought he was going to get a big fine here, but I thought it's better he call it out than just sit silent and get fired anyway. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I think deep down, I think the managers or coaches, whatever type they have at the clubs, I think there'll be more respect for the referees. They won't be barging in the door and at half time and cussing the refs out, or even full time, having to be restrained by security. Because I think that happens a lot as well when they go straight after the ref once they've gone down the tunnel. So I just think we know why they got to that decision on. And if it goes against you, you're going to take it on the chin. If it's for you, then happy days. You know what I mean? It might get you that 3 points you need to get you over the line. But I think always being left in doubt as to how they got to that decision, because we're just like, okay. And don't forget, we're seeing it in slow motion as well. But we're not hearing the conversation. We're just seeing the play in slow motion and saying, okay, that looks like a foul to me. Looks like a pen to me. That's a blatant handball. Nope, he ain't giving it. And you're like, okay. And you don't know why. So I just think they've got to a brick wall with it now with this incident. Like I said, this incident has accelerated it. So you either go to AI or you go to live audio on anything that is so controversial.
Yeah.
And I just think it has them like, yo, we can't cheat now, because everyone's listening. Whether it's delay, because you got this one wrong.
Yeah.
And he delays and goes over. Good. They stopped it. Good. Don't carry on the play and then say, oh, go to the next phase of play. And then you blow the whistle. Everyone's like, what are we doing here? You should have blown it from it happened. I'll bring it back because there was no advantage gained. I get it. No advantage gained. Bring the play back. But now I'm saying, mic him up. And even mic the ref up in the game as well. But I know because of the swearing from the players. Yeah, that's right, why they're reluctant to mic the ref up. Yeah. If you don't mic the ref up, fine. But mic up the conversation at VAR. Put the headphones on, you put a boom on him, you let him talk. And we can hear the conversation. Because obviously the crowd's there. So the crowd's noisy. So you got to put your headphones on. But whatever is hearing, the stadium can hear it. The TV filming crew can hear it. And we have a good conversation. I just think for the betterment of the game, that's their next step. Otherwise, I think we're going to have too much problems now, Norm. I think the can of worms have been opened up by this guy's mistake, by Coote's mistake. A whole can of worms is open up now. So,
well, we'll see. We'll see what comes of this. We'll definitely see what comes of this. But look, I'm going to just quickly, as the last thing before we call it a day.
Right, I can only get up to 11 again. Yeah, I've opened it now.
So this is the what's going on fantasy league now. I know Malcolm X didn't do too well. I think she's dropped down somewhat.
Yeah. She dropped down to 16th.
Yeah, she was 13th last week.
Yeah, she went right up. Yeah, so she had Andy Ez that leapfrogged her. Yeah. I'm looking at.
Have you dropped as well?
Yeah. Simon Jones had an absolute blinder, monster 90 points.
Wow.
To go top of the league. He was cooking, man. He had at least 5 players in double figures. That's what you need to get big points there. Wow. So I think for me, that 50 points is only because I captained Salah. Otherwise, I would have been in the 30s, I think. Because Haaland again gets the 1 goal, gets himself booked, I think. Some very underperforming players. Del Grady is coming for us. A nice 79 points from Del Grady.
Wow. Yeah.
Which is so he's up to 3rd. Phil Headley, over 50. What we got? We got my brother JD.
Where's the AI thing? Where's the AI?
He's 4th at the moment.
Okay.
He's 4th. But my younger brother JD, he had a solid 63, so he's leapfrogged.
What's he leapfrogged
Bear, man. He's 12 now.
Oh,
and boy. you remember he missed game week 1.
Yeah, he's
coming. Is
Kofi's slot still at the bottom?
Yeah, Kofi's at the bottom, man. He scored a decent 44 points, but
still on his honeymoon.
He's nearly 100 points off Jay,
Wow, he ain't catching.
He's nearly 100 points behind Jay. So Yeah. But like I say, it's what
doing well in the prediction table, but not
yeah. So he's predicting them right, but he's not picking the best team to give him the points. And so there's been some steady shooting. Yeah, few of the guys. Yeah, same as Ed, solid 64 points as well. Ed. So yeah, in the 60s is good scoring. Yeah. Obviously, Dale Grady in the 79 and Simon Jones a big old 90. So yeah, man. These guys are performing well. Interesting times and all.
Yeah. Well, look, it's fantastic. D,
yeah, game week 11.
So, thanks for sort of shouting that out for us.
No worries.
We go again next week. I mean, obviously, that's the thing about international break. The content, especially, is not much, unless something controversial happens. I'm sure we will talk about it. But I think next week, Wednesday, which will be my final show in JA, because then the following week I fly back to sunny England.
I know, mate. Man.
I think what we'll probably cover in that show is probably the weekend leading up to maybe a preview of the games coming up that weekend, because obviously there wouldn't be any Premier League games going on. And see what our thoughts are on.
And so
I know there's a big game. Well, I say big game. Man City play Tottenham. I think it's the 23rd.
What? It's on the Friday, is it? It's a Friday game?
It's a
Saturday game.
Saturday, I think. I think it's a Saturday.
Yeah. I'm just looking. Yeah,
kickoff, I think.
I'm just looking now.
And to tell you the truth, D, just before we end the show, just want to touch on Man City, and the reason why I'm touching on Man City, I'm talking directly to my friend Clay, who is a big Man City fan, and he said if I say anything horrible to him, because I'm staying at his yard, so I've got to be nice to Man City. I've got to be nice to Man
City. A Jamaican Man City fan?
No, in England, man. But
okay.
Man. Man City. Very few Man City fans, but he's a big man. And every time I see him, the man is always gloated at me. He ain't won again. But bro, I need to ask the question: what is going on with Man City? What is going on with Man City?
Pep is rattled. The players are rattled with Pep. All of it, Noms.
I get it. Rodri's out for the season. And this is the first I've seen where Man City have lost 4 games in a row.
But that's surely they're not,
man. Under Pep, that's the first time that's happened to him. I can't remember the last time that's happened to him, but that is unheard of. And I know, we can look at the injuries and other things. Is it because he's just trying the same thing over and over again? What is it that's gone wrong? And obviously they're gonna play Tottenham. That's Chile's second team. Tottenham's not Chile's second team.
He's conflicted there, isn't he, Chile?
So I don't know what he's going to do there.
Is he supporting? I
don't know what Chile's going to do on that day.
It's a 17:30 game as well, Norm.
It's a 17:30
on the Saturday.
Game.
Yeah, 17:30 game. Yeah, so it's the highlight game for the
week. Plays himself. Yeah,
literally.
Man City at home to Tottenham, and I don't know what it is about Tottenham as well. Yeah. Every time they go into an international, who would have thought they would have lost? Ipswich have not lost won a game.
Right.
In 2024. In terms of the Premier League. All right.
Yeah, I thought it was a sure pick, Norm.
Yo, they go to Tottenham Hotspur and beat them 2-1. Unbelievable.
I actually wish I'd given Kitty back that thing. Because I nearly said to him, you know what, bro? Have your team back. I nearly said it, Norm. I was going to text him and say, bro, have your team back, man.
Have your team back. Well, he went for
should have done it. Should have done it, mate.
Nottingham Forest, I think Nottingham
lost. Yeah, they lost as well.
But I'm listen, am I concerned about Man City? Can they get out of this rut? You know what I mean? That is a big question that we need to ask ourselves. Because we as a club, Arsenal, we have not, as I said, we have not taken advantage of that at all. And they are not playing well.
No.
I mean, even though Haaland is the top goal scorer.
Yeah. But if you look at their underperformers, Grealish, Foden, Gundogan, These
Sorry,
guys are underperforming.
let me just read this quickly. This is for Chile. It goes, Chile, what shall it be? Main squeeze to stay in the title chase or the side dish for top 4? Chile, take your pick, bro. Take your pick. Yeah, sorry, D, we say quickly.
Yeah, no, if you look at their underperforming players, i.e. your Foden, your Grealish, your Gundogan.
Yeah, because I thought Gundogan coming back
was he
I
hasn't
was a bit worried, but he's not.
And I think he's actually regretting it. He's playing like he's regretting coming back. And you know what we say about having a new voice in a changing room. I think some of these guys are tired of Pep.
You think
regardless of what they've won, he's hard work, Norm. Even when they play well, this man is schooling them on the pitch like they're kids.
You know what got on my nose as well? You know what got on my nose with him?
Yeah.
As well, right? Was after the game, after the Brighton game. Yeah. And it's all about Pep, isn't it? It's all about him.
I know. Yeah, you saw it, didn't you?
I think he was talking to the Brighton defender. I can't remember.
Defender, right, yeah. Because he manhandled
every game. He does every game. Eh? Yeah, you manhandled Haaland.
Yeah, he's dealt with it.
And you know the TV cameras, Sky,
they
focus on him, takes away the pressure from the game. It's all about the Pep show. No, you're lost, guys. You're lost.
It's horrible to watch, man. Like, get back to the changing room.
In that particular game, what I saw that manager do for Brighton in terms of change it up, because I'm telling you, Kovacic and that midfield was controlling the first half. Brighton were playing off it, and they both play high lines.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
high lines. But second half, brought in Carlos Vela, bought him from Lille for £23 million.
This guy can play, you know, no?
20 years old. I wouldn't mind him at Arsenal.
Yeah, he can.
I wouldn't mind. And they bought on Pedro.
They actually did.
They just
did a highlight on him, Norm, throughout the game when they were breaking the game down.
Yeah,
and they were, I think Roy Keane and them, and they were just highlighting his positioning, the way he was breaking up play, and always moving the ball forward, very rarely going backwards to the defense. Like he was just like, he said, "This is the guy you want on your team." Yeah. He said it's almost like a reversion of Kante, where he breaking the play and he's just going, he's pushing the ball, he's looking for the outlets with the widths, he's going through the middle, and he just said like, why isn't he starting?
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's only down to the Brighton manager why he's not starting. But they said he's shown time after time that he's a game changer when Brighton need a plan B. And maybe that's why he's holding him back, because he knows that he's going to need a plan B in some of these tough games. You know, so that's their plan B, and a very good one.
Well, it's a very good one because it obviously changed the game, and you know, Man City. They could have lost by more. You know what I mean? But, you know, because I thought when Haaland scored that goal, I thought that's it. You know what I mean? Game done. You know, because normally when Man City score. But listen, they've been seeing a lot of goals this season. I think you said 13 goals or something like that.
Yeah, something around that. Yeah.
And, you know, Pep said he's not concerned. But I think you should be concerned, Pep.
Yeah, 13. Yeah. Scored 22, conceded 13.
Yeah, I think you should be concerned. I think you should be concerned.
Well, bearing in mind, Norm, Forest have only conceded 10, and they're 5th.
Wow. I mean, listen, if we look at that, because obviously they play Tottenham, then they've got 2 more games. I think they play Liverpool. I don't know if they're away to Liverpool, and that could be. Look, I know people say it's a bit too early to say, could that be the title decider? Because if Liverpool win that game, and the way Liverpool are playing right now, if Liverpool win that game, bro, it could be over for Man City and Arsenal. You know what I mean? But then saying all of that, there is something that Man City can do, and that is go on a run. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They can go on a run. But I think they got to get out of that rut of losing.
Yeah, they look disjointed now.
To lose 4 games on the point.
Yeah, they look proper disjointed. That tells me that
they're easy. Just one ball over the top. Yeah, bypass the midfield and one ball over the top, and you know what I mean.
You got about 6s and 7s. Trying to figure out. So this is where Pep now earns his money.
Yeah,
because he's still got a decent squad there, whether he likes it or not. Forget the injuries, because everyone's going to have injuries this season. Yeah. What can you do with that squad? And as well, is it Savio, the attacking forward?
Yeah,
not a single goal all season.
He kind of replaced Mahrez.
And he's done nothing, though. He hasn't scored
or
assists.
I think a lot of people are saying that, he's got all the skills and everything, but it's just that he hasn't got it. Same with Doku as well. I mean, obviously, I think Doku has scored a couple of goals this season, but it's the finishing. And that's something that Mahrez had that this Savio. But it's his first season with Man City.
Oh, yeah, settling in. I get that.
Saying what sentiments here say, because City, in my opinion, are too small of a squad like Arsenal. Not enough signings in the summer based on the lack of transfer action from AFC and NFC, accumulation of injuries, Grealish drinking, suspension, and all of that on top of that. I heard that Grealish was possibly Tottenham were looking at him in the summer because it's the game time. He's not getting the game time.
Well, apparently he wanted to leave, and they didn't let him leave. Apparently he wanted gone in the summer, and they held on to him. And I always say that when a player tells you he wants gone, let him get gone. Because he's not going to be that player for him.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it now. You're seeing that whatever's going on with Jack, he's distracted. He's lost his England spot. He's like he's in no man land.
Yeah.
And I just think you've won it all with City. So to walk away now, and maybe that's what he thought. I've won it all with City. I've had to change exactly how I play my football because Pep don't like me being that roaming 10. Because that's what he is, a roaming 10 that just creates. He's not a roaming 10 at City. He's in a box. He's got to stay disciplined. And I think he hates it now. He's hating his football, unfortunately. And you can see that his body language is off.
To think that they paid 100 million for this guy.
I know, it's wild, isn't it?
And I think you go back a couple of years, Daniel Levy was interested in him. Yeah. And I think at the time, I know, Daniel Levy can be a bit stingy with his money. I think they were looking at something like 15 million or something like that.
Wow.
Obviously, Aston Villa wanted more. So he ended up staying with Aston Villa. And then, as I say, 2-3 seasons ago, City going for him. And, you know what I mean? Because probably under Aston Villa, that he probably had 2 good seasons. He was the main man, wasn't he? He was the main man.
He was the captain. And he had that, like I say, he played almost like that roaming, almost like inverted 10, almost like an inverted 10,
Sorry, that just prompted me, right? And we'll finish with this. And let me just apologise to Clay. Clay, sorry to talk about your team like this, but I hope I'm going to get some nice ackee and sourfish tonight. Yeah, big up.
You know that one.
big up. Right, listen, I want to just finish with this last question, before we finish, because the sun's come back out. The blue skies are back. With us.
I can see it in the background. Looking nice.
It rained a little bit. I thought there's going to be some thunder and lightning, as they would say. You know what I mean? I just want to ask this question, and people in the chat, just let me know your thoughts on this, right? And the question is this: is system football ruining the beautiful game? I thought it was something that came to me, and I thought I would ask this question: is system football ruining the beautiful game? And what I mean by system football, because what you're seeing now is a lot of teams, they play to a system.
Everyone playing out from the back pretty much, aren't they?
They're playing out from the back and playing, the managers are wanting them to play a certain way. The ball must, go to this person before it goes back to that person, and so on and so on and so on. And if it doesn't work, it's like everything just falls down.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, Pep probably does it the best, in terms of playing out the back, and there's a lot of teams trying to copy him and stuff like that. But, you look at teams like Real Madrid who kind of play off the cuff, Can you play within a system but be creative, so to speak? Because I look at Arsenal, I look at Saka, I look at the likes of Martinelli, these guys who used to be able to go down the wing, beat a player, take on a player, and just play off the cuff, especially under Unai Emery. Obviously under Wenger, we didn't have that. We played the beautiful football. Barcelona played the beautiful football, but they had quality players in there. So I suppose the question is, when you watch the football, you see Man City play, and some people will say when they watch Man City, say, "Oh God, it's just boring. It's not exciting. It's very structured and that." So the question I'm answering and putting into the chat is: system football ruining the beautiful game?
Yeah, for me, it's almost like it stopped teams having a plan B.
Right.
And so a team's getting cooked, Norm, and rather than just going long sometimes, they're still trying to play out from the back and losing the ball and conceding again. It's like, that's not for you. And if you got a nervous goalkeeper, God forbid you got a nervous goalkeeper, it's definitely not for you. But it's almost like they've just been drilling him. He's got to get more comfortable with the ball at his feet. And, we're actually looking, to might have lost Normski there. Norm's come back. So we're actually looking for players that have or haven't got the skill set to constantly do that. And because they're constantly doing that, it's just like, you're conceding unnecessary goals. And then like, you look at Brighton. When Brighton switched it up against City by making the subs, it was like, here we go. Let's do that. So I feel like, for me, the system is definitely it really is just making the whole sometimes unwatchable, Norm. Unwatchable football. It's like, this is really just like 50 touches to get over, and you're barely in an attacking position.
But B, you look at Arsenal, yeah?
Yeah.
Sideways, backwards,
It's horrible, Norms.
Why can't we? I don't know. Progressing when I watch Arsenal, especially because there are other teams in the Premier League that, yeah, they do play out the back, but it's not so controlled.
Yeah,
and it looks easier on the eye. When I watch Arsenal, it's just kind of very, Raya's going to play it to Saliba. Saliba will then play it to Partey. Partey will then play it back to Gabriel. Gabriel will then play it to the Timber. Timber will turn back, then kick it back, and before you know it, you've had about 400 passes before it's even gone. I'm exaggerating, but a whole heap of passes before it's even crossed the halfway line. Yeah, and then when we then get to the 18-yard box, it's like we run out of ideas, or we haven't got the players in the position where they're meant to be. Because, as I said, Arteta is trying to fit this person in this position. You've got Kai Havertz, who's meant to be the one playing up front. He's always coming for the ball. You know what I mean? Odegaard, obviously not being in the side, he has to then create for himself. But it's even when you have got Odegaard, you haven't got runners off of him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We kind of play this sideways. It's just sort of like a I don't know what you call it, a U-shaped kind of thing where you're playing the ball backwards, forwards, backwards, and you're kind of going like that. Yeah. But how about, I watched Newcastle, and when we lost against Newcastle, they scored the one goal, and that was it. A ball whipped in from Gordon. It's like in the middle of two of our defenders. Whack, no problem. Yeah. You know what I mean? We don't. If we do cross the ball in, where we were spamming crosses like nobody's business. There was, I think it was like 46 crosses against AC Milan, not AC Milan, Inter Milan.
Yeah.
40 odd touches in the box, and we couldn't only 4 shots on 4 shots. That's ridiculous. Enough, you know what I mean? It's not good enough. And if it breaks down, it's like, as you rightly say, we don't even have a plan B.
Yeah.
And
that's a plan B in the style of play, and a plan B in the right substitutes to change that game, to say, okay, because I'm not saying that you go back to a 4-4-2, but sometimes you say, why don't teams go with the 3 at the back and let the wing backs push up and put some, not overcrowd, but put pressure on midfield to be more creative. But you're in the 4-3-2-1 or the 4-1-3.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a lot. It's a lot because it is. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you can see, he's out of position now, so that tackle's broken down. We start. It's almost like, because it hasn't worked, they have to start again. There's no off the cuff moment. You know what I mean? Someone can grab the game by the neck and go, right, let's do something with this. You know what I mean? We don't. I'm watching Alexis Sanchez when he used to play for us. He just do things. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I can only go back to. I can only go back to, when Wenger, was managing the side. Yes, we had that drop off in terms of not winning the league, and we still haven't won a league for 20 years. You know what I mean? And yes, under Wenger, yes, we won, 4 FA Cups. Yeah, even though we was on a decline, but the football that we played was exciting, but at the same time, it was naive. because especially against Man United. Yeah, because you could come to our ground. And I knew exactly what's going to happen. You let us have the ball, and then when we lost the ball, you would have hit us on the break. Thank you very much. You know what I'm trying to say. So yes, I know there's areas that we need to fix up, but I just think when I see football today, especially in the Premier League now, and everybody's trying to copy this system of playing out the back and playing within this structure, and there's no room for any creativity. It can get boring, and if it doesn't work, it's almost like, well, if you haven't got a plan B, what next? And that was similar to when we went to Man City. We was 2-1 up, and they had 11 men against our 10 men, and it's only in the last minute.
That's right. Yeah.
And you were saying, why didn't they make changes, bring on Grealish? But you kept, they kept on a Kanji, and I think whoever the Stones. Yeah,
it was crazy to watch
from outside the box. Yes, you know what I mean.
Yeah, so, and it was just like, and that's where I thought Pep lost brownie points there, because he didn't think outside the box. He was just eventually it's going to work. And then he makes the sub so late on. And then I thought, they're going to score here now. After Arsenal doing so well, they're going to get a point out of this, because he's suddenly just woken up and thought, hang on, this hasn't worked for that.
Grealish cannot lock the
exactly
door. And that's what.
And so
maybe if it brought on Grealish earlier, maybe Arsenal would have won that, ended up winning that game, probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And I just thought I'd run that by you. Obviously, Jay and the rest of the guys not here to sort of give their 2 pennies worth. But I just feel that they've got to allow the players, and that's why I look at my team, Arsenal, and I look at the way Martinelli, the way Saka used to play. Now they're becoming too predictable now. They're becoming absolutely too predictable, and I think that it's been coached out of them. And even to a degree, I think Pep with Grealish, I think he's coached that natural ability out of him.
He's killed his game.
And if he's not too careful, he'd probably do the same way with Savio. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's bought good players. He's got quality players. That's why they were able to win the league. You know what I mean? Because even though I think at the end of the day, I think sometimes, Rodri will win it for you. He'll grab the grain by the scruff of the neck. Mahrez, they've got those kind of players that can do that.
That's right. Yeah.
Arsenal haven't got that kind of players that can do that. That can grab the game by the scruff of the neck and change it. If we had, say, like a Alexis Sanchez in there, do you know what I mean?
But I look at us though. I look at us, Noms, and I think we don't really have that sort of player. I mean, Bruno to a point, but I think Bruno's so wasteful in most games.
Yeah.
That when he does have a moment of brilliance, it's almost like, thank God for that, because mate, you've been atrocious all game. And I think we're lacking a Rodri sort of player that will really drag a team over and score himself if he has to. I think we too are lacking that. So it'd be interesting to see what this whole new.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say with Ruben coming in.
Yeah.
Do you think he will? Do you think he will play that?
It's going to be
I sentiment say no way, sir. Yeah, Bruno, no way. Oh, I think he's talking about Bruno as in not.
Yeah. But I think that's probably sentiment. That's probably the closest we've got to a player attempting to get the game by the scruff of the neck. We don't have that kind of player. A bit like Arsenal. So, and even with the Sancho thing, I think you have to play a certain amount of games for there to be an obligation to buy as well, which is, I actually thought he had gone. But Jason was saying, no, he's got an obligation if certain things are met.
To be honest, I haven't seen him in a couple of games.
No, he's been sick apparently.
Oh, okay.
He's ill. Yeah, apparently he's ill. Yeah,
okay.
So he hasn't been around. And the coach, to be fair, their coach did mention Sancho, saying that hopefully he gets it back on the field soon, because maybe he wants to keep him, and he knows that without a certain amount of games being played, and he's back to Man United, isn't he?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think
exactly? Well, remember, it's only an obligation if things are met. He's played this many games, all this stuff. Right. So if he doesn't, then Johnson can say, "Yeah, no thanks," and he's back.
Right.
So he could be another player coming back under
like a new signing, D.
Wow. Well, the thing is, I look at Malacia and Lenny Yoro, and I think there are two January transfer new signings coming back.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw. No,
so I think if you look at it that way,
you know what I mean? Because Lenny hasn't played a competitive game for us.
No, he hasn't.
So I look at that and say, okay, you know what? He broke his leg. Nothing you can do about that. That's just what it is, isn't it? It was a leg break, wasn't it? It was a leg break.
No,
ACL.
No, it wasn't ACL.
It wasn't ACL, was it? No.
It was something. Wasn't it something with his ankle or something?
Because he's on crutches. He was in a boot on crutches.
He didn't break his. He didn't. I don't think he broke his leg. I think he fractured something. There's something that he fractured.
Either fractured or ligaments. Might be ankle ligaments.
Yeah, it was something. But it wasn't.
I remember he was in the big boot. I remember him coming out for a team dinner. And that to help him out the taxi, and then he had the crutches. The taxi guy gave him the crutches, and he sort of dragged himself into the restaurant. So they said he's back on grass training. Obviously, I said earlier that last year. Hopefully, he'll play another under 21 game before the season kick, before the international break. So he'll get 2 games under his belt. So I'll tell you, if Malacia can keep Luke Shaw out my team, I'll be happy, man. I don't want Luke Shaw playing for us again. I'm really for that.
And even if he did one game, he'd be injured again.
He's going to get injured. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's not going to. If he starts, he's going to. You have to remember that heavy pitch. He doesn't condition himself the best way he should do as a professional. And I just don't. I don't get it. Is these injuries mental for him? I don't know. Something's not right with Luke. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's a bad lad and all that, but what I think he's mugging us off because he got fit for England to go to a tournament, and then we ain't seen him since. And like for me, that's like get gone. Yeah, because you're not going to win anything with players like that, no. You're just not.
Look, it looks like the future's bright for Man United. And
I hope so, Norm.
For Arsenal right now, it's looking a little bit bleak. And so we will see where we are come the end of the season. But people, I just want to say thank you to those that tuned in in the evening. It's still afternoon over here in JA. The sun is back out. The blue skies are here, enjoying the beautiful weather in JA. We will be back next week with another show. Obviously, content, when it comes to international break, there's not much going on, but I'm sure there will be something coming out in the news, no doubt. But we will be looking into the games of that weekend coming up, and I'm sure there's something that we will talk about. And big, massive game for Man City. They play at home to Tottenham. Tottenham need to sort themselves out as well. Arsenal definitely need to get back to winning ways. We do play Nottingham Forest at home. Green with envy, Norm. Green trees around me, man. Yeah, Aki.
You know the ones.
Banana tree, that tree, every tree around me. You know what I mean? But it's absolutely brilliant. And again, let me just say big up to the Bells. I really appreciate you on the balcony, just enjoying the beautiful weather of JA. And people, please, before you leave, hit that like button. See, it's the thumb. Subscribe and share if you're new. And we go again next week. As I say, next week we will be looking at our respective teams going into the weekend. And it's been a great show. D, thanks again. Thank you to JP. Ez enjoying himself on the beats. He said, "Sorry,
in the partying, boy."
He did put something. He did put something.
Yeah, I thought so.
But we will be back next week with another show. Be hopefully back on the Wednesday. Probably be a much shorter show, but we had a lot to talk about. So please, guys, hit the like button, subscribe and share if you're new. People, take care and
take care,
God
guys.
bless.